Apologies for the rough sounding voice, I'm a little bit under the weather. Nevertheless, I'm going to take a look at this Bandai Electronics LCD Solar Power Sub Attack, which I think is an American version of this particular game. I think the one in the UK and Europe was called Sub Patrol, and the Japanese version was called U-Boat. Now seemingly these are quite rare, and they do seem to go for a lot of money on Fleabay. This particular one belongs to my... I'm not going to do the friend thing, but the friend... You can tell I'm not feeling it today. Ooh, friend. I think he picked this up from a car boot sale or something. He probably didn't pay a lot of money for it. And he said that it doesn't work. He said that there is power to it, but let's have a look. Instead of bumbling on. Ooh. Let's see if we can get some grease on that or something. So there you go, you can see that the display comes on. There's no sound. We've got sound on off. Yeah, but you can't actually start a game. So you can reset it. There's no sound. You can't, that's like a demo. You can sort of cycle through things there, but there's no way of actually starting the game. No matter which buttons you press. Yeah, it should be quite an easy one anyway, but let's open it up and let's have a look. It is an awesome little thing though, isn't it? I mean, just looking at it. It's beautiful. I mean, I don't know what year this was. I'm guessing it's early 80s. But yeah, it's very nice. I would like to get this working properly, you know, so you can actually play the game, and it'd be great to have some sound with it as well. So let's crack this open and let's see what's going on inside. So it looks like we've got 4 screws on the back, which even I can undo 4 screws, I think. There's one. While I'm doing this, I do need to give a shout out to my Holy Hand Grenade patrons again. So thank you very much Tidder and Taylor Helton for your support, and for everyone else who supports me. I do also now have a join thing on YouTube. I've got no idea how it works, but they kind of bullied me into it. Yeah, have a look at that. And join me. Right, well that was easy. Right, okay. Now what? There's not a lot going on there, is there? How does the top bit come out? I might not even need to get the top bit out. Let's remove these 2 screws here. I'm going to need a smaller bit. You're going to need a smaller bit. Oh, I don't want everything to fall out now. Oh, God. Looks like it's some sellotape or something holding it down. Good old sellotape. There we go. Wow. Okay, so the sellotape is holding down the background. Right, well, I mean, there's sellotape here, and it goes right over the contact for the button, so that button's not going to work, is it? Who's put sellotape there? That's obviously not factory. And that is a schoolboy error of the highest regard. Oh, now I know why they put sellotape there. Oh my goodness. Zoom. So the sellotape was sellotaping this resistor into place. Genius. Right, well let's remove the sellotape because it's not doing anything. And then that resistor, I don't know what it does in this circuit, but I'm guessing it's important. I'm going to get this under the microscope so you can see properly, but it's pulled the pads up. It was loose. Obviously, I've not pulled those up with the sellotape. The sellotape was trying to hold them down. I'm guessing whoever did it didn't really realise that the pads are kind of important to be connected to the track. So let's have a look under the microscope. Right, so there you go. You can clearly see where that resistor's supposed to be. Well, let's get those colour bands under into a calculator. Let's just see what resistor that's supposed to be. And there we go. That is a 220 ohm resistor. And there we go, 223 ohms. So yeah, that is absolutely fine. So I do just need to repair the trace damage, don't I, really? Well, I don't know, there might be other things wrong with this. Right, well, yeah, obviously this side, that doesn't go anywhere because it cuts off there. I'm not sure why they've done that. That's a bit weird. So yeah, we just need to repair it to this line here. And this side to here. Once again, I get to practice my 0.1 millimeter wire, enamelled wire. I'm going to be an expert at this, aren't I? Actually, does that look like a break there as well? It does, doesn't it? It is, isn't it? That is not attached. So that's just like a jumper, isn't it? Oh dear. We might have more wrong with this than just that resistor. I'll tell you what, let's fix that one as well while we're doing it. Might get away with just jumping that with a bit of solder. In fact, I don't need to use enamelled wire because there's no risk of it going anywhere else, so I'm going to use some slightly thicker wire. I think I've got some 0.2, I think it is. Let's prep these. Nice hair. Not sure about that. That might be okay. Right, should be able to check continuity from this side of the jumper to the track here. Yeah, so I think that's okay now. I'm just going to move this out of the way and then I'm going to put that side of the resistor back in, I think. There we go. I mean, I don't know how solid this is going to be when I've done this, but okay, there we go. Let's do the other side. I mean, if I can get, that would give it a bit more strength if I can just get it attached there as well, wouldn't it? Kind of melting that capacitor. How's that? Obviously what I tried to do there didn't work because that's now completely moved, but that is on there and is solid, so that's good. But yeah, that resistor's quite solidly on there now, but I think a little bit of solder mask will keep that in place. Do you know what, I might replace this capacitor now, I've made a complete mess of it. Let's take it off. Right, so what capacitor is that? 6.3 volt, 2.2 UF. What is that? Or is that a piece? Is that a strand off my? Is that a strand off my braid? Oh wow! I need some different braid. That shouldn't happen, should it? I've got a 2.2 microfarad 50 volt. That's the only one I've got, but it should be fine because the voltage is obviously higher. So we've replaced that capacitor, and that is now soldered on there, that is soldered on there, and that is soldered on there. So I'm going to clean this area up now. I'll just double check that everything is going where it should be, but I'm pretty sure it will be. Alright, you can see it's actually come on there now. Obviously because it's solar powered, there is no on-off switch. But yeah, it's on and it is working, but there's still no sound, so I just need to figure that out. I'm going to do that before I put any solder mask on it. I'm assuming it's up here under here because we've got 4 wires that sort of run underneath. I just don't know how to get that out. Yes, there we go. Aha. Right, what have we got under here? There we have a speaker. And the solar panel, which is made by Sanyo. That's nice. Right, so why is that speaker not working? There's 2 wires. So that one goes from there to there. And that one goes from there to there. So in theory that speaker should be working. I wonder if it's possibly a problem with the switch. So the switch is here and it connects to that white wire there, which runs off to the speaker. So if I short that there, that is making a noise. We can't pick it up, it's very subtle, but it's sort of clicking. But then there's no noise in the game. Let's see if I can find a different speaker. Right, found another one. It was in the shed. I think it might have been out of the Sega Sonic the Hedgehog thing. The Tiger Electronics one. So, I mean, I don't know whether it is this, but at least we can now try it if I put it on these 2 contacts here. Right, there we go. Right, so that's the different speaker in. It's on. Let's try. I'm going to have to bridge this connection here. Let's try resetting it. No. Or is it only when the game starts? How do I start the game? No. Still getting nothing. So I don't think it is the speaker. So following the tracks round, this side of the speaker goes through that switch there, and then it goes into this area that I've just repaired, where that resistor is. So I suppose I should really just double check that that is going where it needs to. And then that goes around there and it goes under the screen. So I can take this out. Yes. It goes under the screen and then it goes into the chip. And I can't see anything else that's going to be responsible for making the sound, so I'm guessing the sound comes out of the chip. So that will be annoying if the chip is faulty. I'm guessing I'm going to have to take the screen off, which I didn't really want to have to do because I've got all these zipper connectors. Right, well there we go, and I'm going back now. So, goes around there, under there, there, round there, and it should go to there. Yeah, right, so it is going there. Right, so I think the trace damage has been repaired. I just wonder whether this chip might be faulty. In which case it's going to be game over. Well, it'll still work, but obviously I'll have no sound. Let's see if I can find out anything about this chip. I can't find any information on that chip. One thing I have found out is that 43381 is Silk Beige by Ford. So if anyone needs any Silk Beige paint, that's your one. But I don't think there's going to be anything I can do to fix this now. I've double checked all the connections here. Everything is fine from point to point. There's nothing wrong. So the only thing left is this chip, really. It can't really be anything else, which is a shame. So I think I'm gonna have to put this back together and just see if it works now without sound, which is an improvement because it wasn't working before. Let's have a look at that. Let's see if we can at least get the game actually playing. Okay, so it's all back together. I've given it a bit of a clean. I didn't want to go mental because obviously I don't want the sticker to start peeling off. I've also put some silicone grease on the hinges, and if you have a listen now, much better. And there we go, it does still come on, so that's good news. Okay, so let's just make sure the sound switch is on. Not that it's going to make any difference. And then, right, the reset button works. Yeah, there's still no sound, is there? Let's see if we can at least start the game. How do I start the game? Oh! It has sound! Oh my god, it works. I don't really know how to play this game. It's hard. Well, I don't know. It works. So that's like the demo, isn't it? And that's what it was doing before, but the game wasn't actually starting. And I think that's mainly because this button here was covered in sellotape. I suspect that, yeah, maybe the sound doesn't come on until you start the game, but with the resistor and the trace damage that was down here, the sound was never going to work anyway. Someone's obviously had this apart before and tried to fix that. I've obviously fixed it, which is fantastic news. Well, anyway, it works. It's silently opens and closes as well, which is fantastic. So I think my mate's going to be really happy with that. I'll give it back to him and charge him £100. Maybe 200.